Your kid still lives in a world full of other people who are trying to reinforce the fact that masculinity and femininity have different qualities.
No, basically his argument is you shouldn't let your boy dress in girly clothes because I'm gonna make fun of him. Like, come on. Hello there. This is a new video. Hopefully, maybe, who knows. So, I'm gonna look at some cringe TikToks, and more importantly, not TikToks but shorts, because YouTube has them too. And hopefully, within my For You page, nice cam. You were close. Hopefully, I can find the cringe ones that I always find when I don't look for them, but now that I will look for them, I probably won't. And if you wanna be featured in the video, come, and then you will be in the chat just like this guy here.
For example, like women wear rouge because it reminds men of ripe fruit.
Why do you think women wear rouge?
I have absolutely no idea. But
Right, that's really not a very good answer.
Well, you said before there were lots of things you don't know the answer to. But I'll tell you one thing.
Why do you think women wear makeup?
Okay, first of all, not all ripe fruit is red. Why would you,
want to... Do you want color vision to detect ripe fruit?
Do you want to eat women? No. I think unless men are having sex with ripe fruit, taste them. That's not really well. And where is the evidence that women who are redder in the cheeks have more offspring?
What do you think happens during a sexual flush?
But that's the key point, isn't it? Is that you would expect, actually, if this is a sexual selection, that women who are...
So this is... I thought that it won't be... Because this is on the Jordan Peterson fan page, I thought that it would be actually something intellectual that or pseudo-intellectual that he says, but no, it's not. He's just dumb. Because his argument is basically, you don't know the answer, therefore my answer is right. Even though I don't have any proof of it. Black holes are actually made of cotton candy. And if you don't believe me, well, tell me what black holes are made of. And if you don't know, then you have to accept that I am right, that they are made of cotton candy, because you specifically right now don't know what black holes are made of. Try to disprove that, atheists. Like, that doesn't work, does it?
I think women wear rouge.
I have absolutely no idea. But
Right,
I will tell you...
That's really not a very good...
He's saying that it is not a good answer. It just shows that he is not as smart as he presents himself to be, because from what I know, most smart people will say that it is good to admit when you are wrong instead of just making up some shit. Like rouge reminds man of ripe fruit. I still don't even get that. Like, what does ripe fruit I mean, have you ever looked at an apple or an orange and you were like, I wanna stick my dick in there. Like, I didn't do that yet. I mean, I didn't do that. I don't plan to do that.
But I'll tell you one thing.
Why do you think women wear makeup?
But first of all, I mean, it's artistic. Why do you think people wear clothes? Why do you think people make art? Because it's fun, just like makeup. But also, makeup generally outlines facial features, which can make them beautiful.
And where is the evidence that women who are redder in the cheeks have more offspring?
What do you think happens during a sexual flush?
I don't have sex, so I don't know. No, again, this is just weird, because, like, no, most likely most likely the thingy on the cheeks, again, just highlights the cheeks. And that's why most people use it, because you highlight areas on your face.
But that's the key point, isn't it? Is that you would expect, actually, if this is a sexual selection, that women who are redder would have more children. We would get progressively redder over time.
One of the hallmarks of youthful skin is the proclivity for it to flush red. And yes, youthful women have more children. It's a primary sign of fertility.
But then it's not about flushing, though. But then it's not about blushing or having a red blush, then. It's about being young, to have children. And I hope to God that when he says young, he means over 18. But I cannot be sure. Because there's been a lot of people recently who just completely went overboard with young in these regards. Anyway, this was stupid.
Wouldn't it confuse the child more if you say, hey, you can't do these things because these are specifically girl things, even though this child who's a boy and realizes he's a boy?
No, so my feeling is that as a parent, and a parent of young kids, that it is my job to educate my kids about life. It is not my job to let my children make autonomous decisions about which they know nothing, because kids are really stupid. And let's say that you are the world's most open-minded parent. You say, listen, I don't want to be part of any of these dress stereotypes with regard to culture. Guess what? Your kid still lives in a world. Your kid still lives in a world full of other people who are trying to reinforce the fact that masculinity and femininity have different qualities.
Yeah, that's you. You are the person who does that. Like, the whole point is for you and others not to do that. That's the whole point of this LGBTQ movement. This is a stupid argument then, just because no, basically his argument is you shouldn't let your boy dress in girly clothes because I'm gonna make fun of him. Like, come on. Because it's like, yeah, society still exists. Yeah, but you are the people, you are part of that society. You are the person who wants society to be that way. So he's saying, hey, if your child is gonna do this, I'm gonna bully him and it's gonna be bad for him, so don't do it. Like, what?
And those qualities and differences are beautiful. And so when we say to parents that you're doing something wrong, if you say to your 6-year-old that he can't wear a dress to school, all I'm thinking is, you don't get to tell me how to raise my kid, particularly when...
But that's what he's doing. He's always trying to tell people how to raise their kids.
It is a better pathway to screwing up your kid as a general statistical matter by telling them that they can dress as a member of the opposite sex when they are 6 years old, than telling them, you know what, why don't you not do that today and instead put on a pair of pants?
No, still, what he fucking did is listen, you can't put your boy in a dress because society is harsh, because I'm gonna bully him. Like, what? Like, that's the whole point of normalizing it, so that they won't, so that they can. This doesn't work.
I'm very glad that none of these opinions are actually accepted in academia and haven't been for over 70 years. Sent this here on Twitter.
Okay, so the notion that they haven't been accepted for over 70 years is a bizarre one, considering they were accepted until about 5 minutes ago. And the basic idea that male and female do not exist runs counter to all mammalian biology, all of it, not just human. Are we to suggest that gender and sex are different in walruses? How does this work exactly? Like, are they different in bears? Anytime you have all mammalian reproduction, just rooted in the idea that there's a sexual dichotomy between male and female, to obscure that.
Every night, I can feel my leg and my arm, even my fingers. The body I've lost.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. There was a lot of things wrong with that.
And the basic idea that male and female do not exist runs counter to all mammalian...
I don't know, man. I don't see a farm here, so I don't get, or even in the campus, so I don't get why there's so many strawmans, but who the fuck says that? Who the fuck says that male and female don't exist? No one. That's exactly the opposite of what people say, is that male and female exist, and also something else exists. Just because something else exists doesn't mean that the previous one didn't. Just because I say that milk chocolate exists doesn't mean that I'm saying that dark chocolate doesn't.
Alien biology, all of it, not just human. Are we to suggest that
Gender and sex are
gender
different?
and sex are different in walruses?
No, we are not to suggest that purely because walruses are not human. The whole point of humanity and humans as a whole is consciousness and overcoming nature. By this logic that you are saying about purely biological and comparing ourselves to walruses, that thing on your head shouldn't exist, because walruses also don't have religion and religious attire. So, the walruses have religion? No. Therefore, religion shouldn't exist. We shouldn't have it. Right? But we are not walruses, are we, Ben? Because guess what? Walruses also don't have names. Walruses also don't have words, to be completely fair with you. So, therefore, we shouldn't have them as well. Because having names goes against biology. We should just call each other by our whatever we are, I don't know.
Anytime you have all mammalian reproduction is rooted in the idea that there's a sexual dichotomy between male and female.
That's so cool, man.
To obscure that with all sorts of semantic
Not obscure. I mean, then don't obscure my fucking perception of you with names.
word games about how you feel subjectively has no bearing on whether male and female are categories that exist. And if
But yeah, they are categories that exist. That's no one's saying they don't. They aren't.
you're trying to define male and female with reference to any subjective category that cannot
But we are not trying to do that. Not male and female, man and woman. Those are two different things.
be identified by any metric
But then again, male and female also. There's again intersex people.
whatsoever other than how you feel today. I challenge whether
That's not how it works. That's gender. That's not sex.
that is scientific.
And also, from what I know, people who are non-binary or trans don't just change it from day to day. And even if they do, gender, again, is just categorizing. Just like names. Names are categorizing people. No? So, the whole thing about genders, I think, what's like 76? I looked into some of them and they are just categories. They are just cool-ass categories. So, I don't get what's the problem with that. Just creating categories for yourself to fit into, because people like to categorize themselves. And people like to fit into others. Is there anything more than I can say to that? I don't think so. I mean, it's just dumb. Modern woman gets schooled.
It's the woman's fault for picking a deadbeat guy.
It's both their fault.
No.
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
How's it? Hold on.
Yeah, because if you're a deadbeat and you have a child, I think you have the responsibility to take care of your child. You should step up.
Again,
and so should the woman. Both people should step up for their children.
Who controls who has men or women?
Both. For you, it might be a woman, but both. If someone doesn't know to have sex, they won't have sex.
It doesn't matter. Women control it.
So stop. So since women control it, okay? Because here's the thing. This is what I'm trying to say. With feminists, you guys lack logic. If you have control over something, that means you have authority. With authority always comes responsibility.
Yep.
So if you control who's born,
No, no, because man can also control one by wearing a fucking condom.
universally, because men can't control it, only women can. Authority. So if you pick a deadbeat and procreate with that man and have that kid out of wedlock, it's your fault. It's the woman's fault.
Yeah, man. It's women are to blame for men being assholes. I don't get it. I don't get it. You are to blame for a man. You are the only one to blame, because he doesn't even. It's not just victim blaming. It's where victim blaming goes to the point of the man being completely devoid of blame. Like, what? The guy is still an asshole. Or even. Oh my god.
I want you women to take some responsibility right now. If you guys are 10 times less horny, we've seen what happens when women take a bit of testosterone, they get very horny. You guys are 10 times less horny than us. How the did these close the gap on cheating? How are you? That's like a Houdini magic trick. That's like fighting a dude 10 times the testosterone of you in the UFC.
Two things. One, you're not an animal, you're a human, you have mind, you have, what is it called? You have self-awareness, you have self-control. So fuck that, you don't have to cheat. Second, and this is gonna sound weird, fucking jerk off. Jerk off, that's it, jerk off, that's porn, jerk off. You don't have to cheat, jerk off. If you are that horny, just jerk off.
See, and you're like, you're competing, you're actually like in the ring, you're fighting and you're about to win. You guys, for the first time in history, closed the gap on cheating. You're cheating as much as men almost within 10 years. You guys are actually closing the gap. How the did that happen?
You know what the scary part is? That's cheating with like actual. I would argue women cheat more if you actually take it.
Oh, I completely misunderstood the point. I mean, it still is a great point that I made. But I thought that it was about men being able to cheat because they are more horny. But then, yeah, women cheating, whatever. I don't know whether the gap is actually closing. If it is, it's cool. No one should cheat. Fuck you.
The reason why women like Ted Bundy.
Okay.
I want you.
That's gonna be weird.
you women to take some responsibility right now.
I mean, yeah, if women cheat, they should take responsibility. But why should these specific women take responsibility for other women cheating, though? I don't understand that.
This is how the female psyche works. She meets you, you're a badass, you punch people outside of clubs, she's in love with you. Then she tries to make you a nice guy, and you fall for it because, oh, it's such good. It's like,
these people only watch movies, or Miami is just that fucked up. And also, it's the people who you surround yourself with. Then you don't surround yourself with those people. That's all. Just be normal. Just be normal. Just fucking have a normal relation. Just be normal. Just that's it. Just be normal.
Men are valued on the value that they create for the world. Your goal as a man is to create resources and status. That's what men are taught to do. That's what they're supposed to do. Women, however, taught create families. Men create status and a name. Women create families. When two men meet, they shake hands and ask, what do you do for a living? And they talk about work. When women shake hands, they don't. They typically give each other a hug and say, tell me about your boyfriend. Tell me.
Oh, I don't think this guy ever met a woman. Okay, no. But the fact that he thinks that women only talk about men is the definition of a shit movie where there's the test where you have to have a conversation between two women that isn't about men.
If a woman does become successful, earns a title, makes money, etc., it doesn't increase her market value, unfortunately.
What the fuck is sexual market value? Bro, sexual market value for this guy is literally just like what I care about for a woman, but it's not what other people care about. I think a woman with a career fucking is sexy. Like, that's definitely more sexual marketplace value, I guess.
Men control